Hi everyone, it's Kevin from the Jefferson Avenue channel. Starting a new little tradition here. I'm going to try to do a few tutorials on some of the songs that we play, in case anybody ever, felt like doing a cover of one of our covers. So the first probably two installments, I'm just going to teach a couple simple chords. Everybody that's ever asked me, what does it take to get into playing the guitar, I always suggest to them what worked for me is when I finally discovered that I needed to learn a couple chords. Once you learn a few chords, then once you learn most of the normal, what they call cowboy chords or open chords, you essentially can play almost any song. It's just a matter of getting familiar with each one of these chords. So today I'm going to teach three chords. I'm going to teach the E chord, which I consider to be probably the easiest chord. E minor is what I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you the G chord, which I would consider to be probably the most commonly used chord, and I'm going to teach you the D chord. Okay, so I'm going to start with the E chord. This is E minor. You're going to take your index finger, place it on the second fret of the second string down, or the second fret on the A string. Okay, you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put it on the second fret of the next string down. So first finger, second fret, second string. Second finger, second fret, third string. And it's going to sound like this. You're going to strike all 6 strings on this chord. And your root note derives off the lowest tone that you're playing, which would be the E, the top string. Okay, so this is an E chord. Simplest chord. And there's an E chord. Okay, now the second chord that I'm going to teach you today is what I would consider probably, well, at least what I use probably the most, is the G chord. And I play it a little bit differently, but I'm going to teach you the simple way and the first way that I learned how to play it. Now, remembering that the note or the chord's name, G, it derives off the lowest tone. So the third fret on the E string, that is a G. So our middle finger is going to go here on the third fret of the top string. Our index finger is going to go much like the E minor chord. It's going to go on the second fret of the A string. It's going to go like this. And then finally, we're going to take our ring finger and we're going to put it all the way down on the third fret of the bottom string. And all together, it's going to sound like this. Now, a little more difficult way, and once you get familiar and you're able to switch from chord to chord, and it just adds a little more depth to the chord, is instead of putting my ring finger on the bottom string, third fret, I put my ring finger on the second to the bottom string, or the B string, third fret. And I take my pinky, and I put my pinky on the bottom string, third fret. And it sounds a little fuller, like this. Okay? But this is perfectly acceptable. I played it for probably the first 2 years that I played guitar. So now we've learned the E chord. We've learned the G chord. Now, the last one I'm going to teach you in this particular video is the D chord. This is a little bit more challenging chord, but once you get it, you'll be able to nail it and you'll be able to play tons of songs using it. So, again, remembering that the chord's name drives off of its lowest tone. Where the highest string that we're going to play, or the tone string that we're going to play, is this string here, the D string. So we're not going to play these top 2 strings. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our index finger on the G string, which is the third string from the bottom, on the second fret. We're going to take our our middle finger, we're going to put it on the third fret of the bottom string, or the E string. And we're going to take our ring finger, and we're going to put it right in the middle on the third fret of the B string, or the second from the bottom. We're only going to play the bottom four strings. So it's going to sound like this. Okay? Now, when you're strumming, it's hard to not hit all 6 strings. A trick that I use, and maybe it would work for you, is I wrap my thumb around and I don't squeeze it, I just simply mute the 2 top strings so I can be a little chuckier, a little less controlled, and a little less precise. So we've learned the E chord, we've learned the G chord, and we've learned the B chord. Okay? And you can take those. What I would suggest is going back and forth fast as you can, just trying to plan them. You know, and it will help you. It will help you gain muscle memory and just go from one chord to another without necessarily having to think about where your fingers are going to go. Okay. So stay tuned. I'll teach 3 more chords next time, and then I'll probably start doing a few tutorials and showing you guys some songs. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Check out all of our previous videos and keep an eye out for all the upcoming videos to come. Thanks.